Vorher stirbt geht nicht mehr Schaden. Ich glaube, es sagt bei dir. Das muss ich da lang erstmal Milton machen.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Fuck you all! Fuck it all! Stop it now, Albert, stop it! I won't end up another drunk arse living in the streets. Not me. The wet boots will be proud of me.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
You don't have anywhere to go?
Not since the death of my wife.
You mean you used to...
Yeah, I had a wife, a home.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who...
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a... I have found a very interesting letter. Your son planned to prove his worth to the gang by stealing your medicine.
Oh, I see. So the little bugger thought he could use his dad to build a reputation.
The gang's recruiter was dead when I found him. Perhaps you should take better care of your son.
I love my Albert, sir. Believe me. It's just... Well, I'm an arsehole, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for the letter. This is for your trouble.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything.
All right.
Sod off, mister.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Do you know
Never heard of her.
Goodbye, young man.
The wet boots will be proud of me.
Was in?
Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reed.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar. A coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
It's a pity that doctors still practice such barbaric methods. It's a dishonor to our profession.
Now only the pills stop me thinking about this shit. To not hear the explosions. I'm even scared of the dark these days.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now. Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a
Actually...
Then you have come to...
Oh.
Ah, my...
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say... Camellia the mute flot...
What do you think?
Most of...
Is there...
Cadogan.
Do you know no...
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of...
I'd like to see what kind of medicine.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
Working nearby.
Good evening, sir.
You're here for a
I'm not here for...
doctor?
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say a live tenant's a paying tenant.
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here. That's an...
I don't see why.
What help can I
That's simple. I already get good.
Mr. Bates?
I understand.
I've no interest in money. Perhaps one night I will visit you and take what I require. If that should happen, there will be no need for a middleman.
So it's a no, then. That's too bad. The Reed tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swamber's shit.
What is your business, exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor.
I see.
Well...
I don't approve of your actions, but I know very little about this borough, other than its reputation. There are always necessary evils.
A necessary evil. That's one way to think about it. Knew you had more smarts than all these immigrants.
Tell me,
People are
what do you mean?
People are acting like
I'm looking...
Dorothy?
Has she treated you?
No.
Tell me truthfully, why are you so thankful?
By keeping my tenants alive, she's making me a rich man. Every month they live, it's more coin in my pocket.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. It made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you. I want to know everything about the recent violence, Cadogan. And I want the truth.
Well, rent may be a bit high, and yeah, I've had to evict a few people. But that's business, isn't it?
I don't believe even you deserve such a cruel fate, though you have tested my patience beyond its limit.
Glad to hear. Nice to know there's another civilized individual in these parts. Not like those bloody savages.
I want to know everything.
Well,
I don't believe...
Glad to hear.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to. There's no one in.
Wie komme ich da jetzt hin? Was sagt die Karte?
strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him at his church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
Okay.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned. Mr. Bates.
Evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
I call Barrett. You paid one way or another.
Please, no. How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake.
I'd prefer not to give you another beating, Barrett.
Okay.
Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed.
A doctor? Interesting.
Have you had...
Nurse...
Yes, she's a nurse. And
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name.
that doesn't explain.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away...
How is
business?
I see.
It's no secret.
As a
What you mean,
Violent.
Yeah.
Where did...
In the clothes...
Have you been?
No.
Right then. Excuse me, sir.
Another journalist?
I'm not a
A
journalist.
doctor, you say?
Really? But still,
I'm Joe Peterson to say.
may I ask?
I'll do whatever I want.
According
Not for me.
this part of town...
Totally.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks.
You survive at any cost, even at the expense of others. Perhaps that's just the law of nature.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons. And that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Have you heard of an...
Dorothy
Could you please...
She's a nice...
Have you heard of a nurse?
Dorothy...
Could you please...
She's a nice...
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Fancy...
You never... Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I've known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice.
What can you tell me?
Colossus.
Without making excuses for him, it's safe to say that despair can poison...
We've all had some rough times, ain't we?
And no one has ever...
Nobody will be...
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
I know it's hard to believe, but this district doesn't...
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize.
I am Dr.
A scion?
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
Well, you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware...
What do you mean?
The beast...
Really?
We must fight...
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds...
You're mad. And dangerous.
My son, if you...
Joseph, a fool.
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's...
What do you mean?
All
quite a...
Well, you...
I am. Do you...
I don't...
Why do you...
Before...
So...
None.
Have you...
No.
Where...
I said...
You...
As a true...
I have heard enough.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this?
Sorry, I'm new to...
Dr. Reed.
Why are the new...
There's a war going on.
It's a...
These are bad times.
Have you...
I've had to run and...
That science is unable...
I confess, I share your point of view.
What is a journal?
He goes where none of... Whitechapel...
That's...
Not at all.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around what?
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Goodbye, Mr.
Level 10 hab ich ja schon. Holy Jesus Christ. Ey, lass ich mal. Wow, Alter. What the fuck? Das sind 3 Viecher, merke ich mir. Level 10 Viecher, Alter, what the fuck. Egal, die hole ich mir. Ich war nur vorbereitet. Ja, ich weiß. Das war schon. Jetzt habe ich ein bisschen Blut wenigstens.
Oh, Camellia, the silent flower of Whitechapel, an angel made flesh, I tell you.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest, although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town. My words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really?
I'm a poet.
May I ask?
Not at...
But are you...
Oh, I should...
If you...
Thank you.
What are your terrible... What are you talking about?
Do you remember...
Peaceful?
Most people failed.
Are you aware?
But this is...
I understand.
I don't care. If... Well, you...
May I ask?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be...
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love...
What can you tell me about...
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Tell me, Mr.
The place is...
In what the if you say
such fun...
Vivid.
Oh, yes? On the...
What can you...
Not much.
Perhaps you're...
One day, perhaps.
And have...
Maybe I...
I'll leave you alone. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I know what you're thinking. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia. Very well. Goodbye, then. Hello. Camellia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Very well. The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Okay.
Pay me a glass and I'll be gentle. Pay me a bottle and I'll be nasty. Don't be shy, handsome.
I'm not looking for what you're selling.
All right then, but be quick.
Christine?
I don't like doctors.
Considering...
If it is going to...
You can put your own life in...
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Are you talking?
I've seen your type.
Why?
How can you...
Do you know?
I don't know her.
You seem to.
Dorothea helps this...
Tell me.
Are you...
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly, but it is not your concern, Doctor.
Goodbye, miss. Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see, Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though. If you want to talk to Dorothy...
We've not been formally in...
I am that.
So Dorothy...
Like myself...
She seems
more than you can...
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not?
She is as brave.
Are you in love with...
Don't be stupid.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man, for sure, but a very poor writer.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife.
Okay.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows?
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but... Thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and...
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you?
Really?
I know you...
I know my...
But Romania...
It is not a country I...
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu. It's locked, all right. What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy. Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor. We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse. We did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor...
Ich guck mal, ob ich das irgendwie anders lösen kann. Kann man das irgendwie anders lösen? Hoppala. Ja, ich hätte gar nicht laden brauchen. Da kann man nichts machen. Schade. Mickey, lass mein Kabel in Ruhe. Kannst hier liegen bleiben, lass mein Kabel in Ruhe.
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed. Come on in.
Ja, ich trete jetzt ein. Klau dir Sachen, wenn es dir recht ist. Gibt's nichts mehr zu klauen? Hab ich gehört? Was ist das? Nichts. War schon offen. Ja, okay. Da gingen nämlich ein paar andere Optionen. Ich habe anscheinend schon alles gelootet hier. So das Geld.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days.
Aspirin and salicin, you say? Why not some warm milk and a kiss on the cheek? Where are the quinine salts?
Tried buying, borrowing, even stealing. There's none to be found, Doctor.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel! Don't question me, nurse. I need a drain. Now!
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his...
Yes. Yes. I have this, nurse. Allow me to finish the procedure alone. I need the room.
I'd prefer to stay and see this through. This is my patient, Doctor. I have needle and thread for stitching the wound.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor!
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along? We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could? Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
Your heart might be in the right place, but you can't carry on with this blackmail. For God's sake, Dorothy, it's extortion. It's a serious crime.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All gone.
Was? Warum leiden? Hab ich es falsch gemacht?
This one stinks already. Stupid beast! Stop it, Lee! Watch it! He's a killer!
So, das wäre das alles. Warum habt ihr die Leute hier gekillt?
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed. Come on in. Yes?
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Kommen wir zum Teufel. Was sind die Dinger jetzt hier?
Someday you'll understand. You've wasted your life away.
I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable.
Sind ja nicht noch mehr Bürger? Ja, guck mal, die Ratten sind wieder da.
I have this thirst for blood.
Stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lappy.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill it, boy! Crush the leech, boys! Okay, go out like kindling!
This is despicable. believe I'm doing this.
It's late.
You're gonna be fine.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood. Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense, now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reed. Strange and ancient beings that were here before this island even had a name.
I have made inquiries about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howcroft.
I did not expect a mortal to have this sort of courage. Speak, Doctor. Why are they hunting me down?
It was a misunderstanding. These hunters were in fact looking for a very different creature, but they mistakenly put their sights on you.
I knew it. I have become undone. Those hunters have discovered me, but they don't know what I'm capable of.
If you'll accept some advice from a petty mortal, I think you should assume a low profile and just quietly disappear into the shadows.
You are right. And you have served me well, mortal. Take this as a reward for your time. Perhaps I will allow you to drink deep of my blood. One day.
Thank you. I'll keep that proposition in mind. I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
The pain. There again.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Another night with the glorious potato.
Wo ist die denn? For fuck's sake.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
So in the end, the accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, your ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from you. You have proven your loyalty, so, as a friend, please accept this small token of my appreciation.
Thank you, my lady.
If you have an inclination to learn more about vampires or your current situation, I will be glad to aid you in your quest for knowledge.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Scowl?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
I don't understand. Why was I created?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny.
Die hat gerade sie gekillt und sie hat mich, ich hab sie erwischt und so, what the fuck, Alter, sie hat genau Blut im Mund und so Zähne angestellt. Ich hab mich übelst erschrocken, ohne Spaß. Das ist kein Horrorspiel, aber ich hab mich total erschrocken.
Excuse my forwardness, but are you my maker?
Me? Goodness no.
Sie ist tot. Nein, Vampyr wird anders gemacht im Spiel anscheinend.
Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
Ich mach mal kurz Pause. Ich möchte das zeigen. Ja, das ist eine lange Geschichte.
Können sie nicht selber krank werden?
Nein, Vampire sind ewig jung und ewig gesund.
Das heißt, sie können nicht krank werden? Krass. Aus wirklich Silber. Und
Silber nicht, nee, Holzflock. Ich habe selber einen Holzflock hier so.
Andere?
Ja, Mensch und Vampir gleichzeitig kriegen 15 Schock von mir. Bam, bam. Und wenn sie genug Schock haben, kann ich sie beißen und dann kriege ich mein Blut aufgefüllt.
Kannst du Vampire beißen?
Ja.
Hä? Sterben die?
Das sind niedere Vampire, gegen die ich kämpfe. Guck, warte, ich zeig's dir mal.
Und größere? Kannst du nicht?
Ich habe noch nie gegen größere gekämpft.